What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video with the MLB regular season finishing up on Sunday. This I'll probably put this out on Tuesday morning, right before postseason starts. But yeah. So I'm not gonna talk too much about what happened in the last couple days. I'm sure most people have kept up with it. I know I mentioned it in my my picks video, but that won't be out till Wednesday. Yeah, the Mets, the Mets blew it. The Reds are in now, thanks to the Marlins. The Tigers and Guardians are in. So we'll see what happens. The NL postseason's kind of it's usually the teams who are mostly in there a lot of the times, but the AL a little bit more interesting. So before we get into the playoff bracket, I'm gonna go over the awards real quick. I'll try to keep this video under 5 minutes if I can, but I might not be able to. So MLB awards, the awards here: AL, NL. So MVP, obviously Shohei Ohtani. He's pitching, he's hitting. He's just on his own level. And AL, Aaron Judge. I don't think Cal Riley's going to win it. He might, but I just don't think he will. Cy Young, Paul Skeens. Like I said in one of my last videos, you can't go by win-loss record anymore, especially Paul Skeens. I looked at it on social media. If he had 4 or more runs of support in his starts, he'd be like 38-1. Just crazy number. And of course, AL is gonna be Tariq Skubal. Rookie of the year, Cade Horton, probably for the Cubs. And then AL should be Nick Kurtz, who was actually underlooked for a while because of Jacob Wilson. But then he started doing his own thing, and Jacob Wilson kind of slipped a little bit. Managers of the year, we're going to take the Brewers, Pat Murphy, taking his team all the way to the postseason and winning the NL Central with one of the lowest payrolls in MLB. And then AL, we're going to take John Schneider of the Blue Jays, taking them to a, I believe, division win, maybe. I think the Yankees and Blue Jays finished in a tie. Hank Aaron's going to be Shohei Ohtani. And then I almost put Cal Riley, but we're just going to go with Aaron Judge. He has a higher slug than Cal Riley does, I believe. Clemente Award, I'm going to go with Brendan Donovan for the Cardinals, and then Jose Barrios. Jose Barrios has a great thing going. I can't remember what it was, but he's donated like $4 million or something like that through his charity work. Comeback Player of the Year, we're going to pick Ronald Acuna Jr. and Jacob deGrom. Now, I know these aren't the best players. I almost went with Javi Baez, but I don't think he's been as good as he probably could have been. He made a great diving play. What was that, yesterday? Reliever of the Year, I'm going to go with Edwin Diaz for the Mets, and then Andres Munoz out there in Seattle. And then Heart and Hustle, we're going to go with Matt Olson, who played, I think, every single Braves game this year. And then we're going to go with Bobby Witt Jr. So that's what we're going with. We'll see how that goes. Again, I'm not an expert on the awards or anything. I'm just going by who I would like to see win. So excuse the bad diagram of this. I just threw it up last minute. Anything highlighted is something I had to pick, and I wrote beside it what was what. So for the Tigers Guardians wild card, I'm going to take the Guardians winning that, and then I have the Red Sox taking down the Yankees. And then for the ALDS, we're going to take the Mariners over the Guardians. Not by a whole lot, but I think the Mariners are going to have a nice break and ride it. So, and then I think the Red Sox might take down the Blue Jays in the ALDS. The Blue Jays haven't always been the best in the postseason, especially in recent memory. I think the Red Sox are going to pitch well in that series. The ALCS, then we'll jump to the NL side. I think the Mariners and Red Sox, I'm going to take the Mariners just because their bullpen and pitching is phenomenal. Their offense isn't the best, but they have such great pitching. Mariners and Red Sox is probably going to be a pitching matchup, honestly. And then we'll jump over to the NL. Dodgers and Reds. It could be a 3-game series. I think the Dodgers are going to take it, though. And I think the Cubs are going to take down the Padres. Now, I know I'm a Cardinals fan, and I have 3 NL Central teams in here. But I do think the Cubs are going to win, especially if they have home field advantage in 2 out of the 3 games. NLDS, Dodgers versus Phillies. We're going to take the Phillies as I don't want to say underdog, but I definitely think the Phillies could, ride the postseason magic. Cubs versus Brewers. We're going to take the Brewers. I think the Brewers have dominated the Cubs most of the season. I would expect the postseason to be no different. And in the NLCS, the Phillies versus the Brewers. We're going to take the Phillies. Phillies got a lot of veteran presence. Hopefully they don't slip again this season in the playoffs. But, we'll see. The Brewers got a young team. See if they can, keep going. And then in the World Series, Mariners, Phillies, we're going to take the Mariners as, the underdog. Get the Mariners their first World Series win versus the Phillies. Sorry, Mike, at the hot corner, but, I do think that the Mariners are going to ride that postseason wave all the way to the World Series. I mean, they could get knocked out by the Guardians, and I'd still be pretty excited. As long as the Dodgers and Yankees are not in the World Series, I could really care less, honestly, just because they were in last year or 2 years ago. It does get tiring seeing the same big teams doing the same thing every year. So that's my picks. I don't claim to be an expert on any of this. This is just who I would like to see win. A mix of who I think would actually win as well. So that'll do it for this video, everybody. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you disagree, put it down in the comments. I'm open to it. I'm not gonna be stubborn about it. This will probably come out Tuesday morning, probably about 8 in the morning, probably my guess. So until next time, guys. See ya.